Okay, I'm gonna show you guys all these different primitive reflexes really quickly. He did take a tumble yesterday, so we may even see some of these be present even though they weren't before. So what you're gonna do, bottom of his foot, a lot of times I'll take my finger and stuff like that, but you stroke up the edge of his foot, and we're looking for, this retraction is normal. We're looking for, though, a big toes to raise. Let's see if he does it on this side. You see it a little bit there on that right side where his toes kind of splay up like that. Let's see here. This side isn't as much. We almost see his foot start to contract and his foot pull away. This side, I'm not seeing any pulling away. I'm just seeing his toes come up. So he actually has one on this right hand side today, but he did hit his right side of his head last night pretty hard. So that makes sense in this case. Yeah, you hit it, didn't you? Then you're gonna check his Palmar Grasp reflex and see if he has any reflexive movements, which I'm not seeing any there. What you'd see is you'd see a quick contraction of his hand, contraction of his hand. Same thing on this side is what we would check. Then you're gonna take, oh, thank you, buddy. Yeah, the hands. So we're gonna stroke, stroke, stroke. I don't see, let's see here. Oh, relax, buddy. He has a little bit of one there, actually, on that left-hand side. And then we're gonna stroke to the corner of his mouth and see if we see any rooting reflexes. Does that tickle? I'm not seeing any reflexive movements there, so what I'd see is every time I'd see a reflexive movement. When we stroke here, I'd see it over and over and over again. I'm not seeing anything there. So right now, we have a Babinski on the right, we have a Palmar Grasp on the left. Now, we're gonna put him on his hands and knees. Can you be a puppy for me, buddy? Can you be like a puppy? Like this. Just like that. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, that's for Daddy.
Yeah, Daddy needs that. So we'll go on our hands and knees. Sometimes it's hard at this age. You may not be able to check this on his hands and knees here, but we're gonna turn his head and we're looking for, does his arms drop out at all? Which in his case, they don't. Bring his head straight down for his symmetrical tonic neck reflex to see if his arms drop out, which they don't. Then I'm gonna check for a spinal gallant, which I don't see any spinal gallant there. Then what I'm gonna do, at this age, you're not gonna check for a tonic labyrinthine reflex because he's just too young, but you can check for a Moro reflex. So we're gonna put this down for 1 second, buddy. What you're gonna do is tip his head back, pull him back quickly, and look to see what should happen is either his hands go down, they do nothing, they stay where they're at, but we don't wanna see him coming up. And then another way to check your Moro reflex is, if they're looking straight ahead, you tip their head back quickly, and I'm looking for, does the shoulders come up? Does he, at the same time, bring in a big autonomic response or a big breath with it? Other ways you can check that is you have them lay on their back, and you bring their head up to here and move it back quickly, and we're looking to see, do their arms come up at all with it as they startle? And then also you can check their asymmetrical tonic neck reflex while they're laying on their back as well. So you turn their head the opposite direction, and you're looking to see, does their shoulder contract to that side? Does their shoulder contract to the other side? And from there, we're gonna go into his postural reflexes, because he should have these, since his primitive reflexes should be gone, because he's almost 2. So we tip side to side. We wanna see that his head is coming up and righting itself. Oh, 1 second, one more time. And we go forward, his head should come up, we go back, his head should go back, which it does. In this age, I'm not gonna be able to get him to close his eyes, so we're not even gonna check the labyrinthine head righting reflex. And then from there, we're gonna look at, in this age, we're gonna look at as much as we can, but we're gonna look at muscle tone. So is his right ankle tighter than his left, or vice versa? Is his right knee tighter than his left? Does his right shoulder move as well as his left? Right elbow tighter than his left, right wrist tighter than his left, or the opposite there. We're looking to see if there's any asymmetry in that development of one whole side being tighter than the other one. And a lot of kids with, like, let's say the right brain is delayed, you'll see that right side being tighter, or left brain delay, you'll see the left side being tighter. And then we're gonna look at his facial symmetry. So we're looking, is one side of his lip lower than the other one? Does one eye look more open? Does it look like he has less tone in his face on one side? Is one of his pupils, the blacks of his eyes, larger on one side? Does he have a head tilt to one side? You will typically find in a right brain delay, They'll have a head tilt towards that side, their pupil will be more dilated, they'll have less facial tone. When you look inside their mouth, their palate will be dropped on that side as well, and then they'll have increased flexor muscle tone on the same side of the body. So you might have that ankle being tighter, knee being tighter, shoulder all being tighter, all on the same side. At this age, that's really the most that you can look at. You're not gonna really be able to test, thank you buddy, you're not gonna really be able to test their balance centers. You can try to look at eye tracking centers, but even at this age at 2, they're still developing, so you're not gonna see a huge discrepancy in those. So you're primarily looking at muscle tone and primitive reflexes, facial symmetry at this age. Thanks for taking the time to check out this video. To learn more or to schedule an intensive or anything with my team, there's a link below. Just go ahead and click that and that'll get you to the right spot. Have an awesome day.